Yo guys, another episode of the Best Live TV. So finally, we got Ricky Rick in the studio. Oh, grand boy.
I know, sharp. I'm chilling, easy, just floating, just watching my step.
Don't say that's too much. I can't even stand close to him. I feel basic with H&M clothing.
Come on, man. 20 M, bro.
Yo, what are we talking about? It's an untamed interview, so literally I can't even ask him what I can't ask you.
So we're talking about everything. We're talking about everything, man.
Everything.
But mostly feelings. We might have to do this every week. We might have to do this every week.
Drop it in segments.
In segments. But everything, man, Sabby's coming through with the information, coming through with the what you guys want to know. So you got it.
Yo, man, I'm gonna try my best to get a freaking long interview with Ricky. But you know what? With things I need to do in between, might not have enough time. So Ricky Rick, one time, if I were you, click on subscribe. You do not want to miss out this interview. You'll never get Ricky like this ever again. Subscribe now. So when I saw Ricky the other day was out at the Yuma Sigela launch, they were about to make the big announcement, him and the collab. I'm like, yo, Ricky Stays getting this money. And I'm like, yo, let's have an interview. He's like, say, I don't do interviews, man.
What?
I don't do interviews. I'm like, why don't you do interviews? Says, hey, it's the same old ish.
Oh, great. Thanks for coming here, because then we're going to ask the different ish.
I'm like, yo, just
You
come
better
to
be
the
ready.
show. Let's just have a conversation. He's like, yeah, we'll see. You good, bro?
I'm nice, bro.
Finally.
What a way to
listening
start.
sessions.
What a way to start the interview.
No, that's the truth, because, me and Loot tried so hard to convince Ricky.
Who?
Like, yo, Loot Love.
Oh, yeah. Are you allowed to say people's names?
Yes, what do you mean?
Okay.
As long as you don't
We're
mention
not
where
just
you work.
any radio station.
I thought there's some red tape.
That side there's red tape. This side there's no
Oh
red tape.
man, it's all love at YFM. Wow. I
Yo,
love it.
how's life, man? You still look like money.
Hey man, listen, I'm just easy, bro. I'm chilling. I'm out here, bro. I'm a happy man. I'm out here, bro. I'm here with, my people, bro. I'm good. I'm happy, bro. Don't worry about me.
Your cameraman is everything, by the way, but so when you say you're happy, are you talking musically, work, home, family, beautiful kids, by the way?
I think I've learned how to live with anxiety.
Yeah.
I think I'm learning how to live with anxiety.
Is that a good or a bad thing? I don't think that's good.
It's
Is that a good
terrible.
thing?
It's terrible.
You know what
But
I want to...
think I'm learning how to live with it now.
I want us to finish this moment for you, Ricky, right? And I want you to finish it.
Wait.
Should we hold it?
Yeah, maybe we should hold it. We should hold it a bit.
Let's hold it.
What are you holding? What?
The moment.
We want to
damn.
hold the moment a little bit, because
nothing.
let me not tell him even what the moment is going
don't
to
tell
be.
him. I think maybe the moment should come after the second song. So after the song that you're going to play.
I want to play a song right now. Perhaps you want to ask Ricky whatever you want to ask him. Feel free to hit us up with the YFM app, send us those voice notes. He's in a good space. It's an untamed interview. The only thing he can't do is swear.
In the mirror, I'm just here, me don't wanna interfere. I am a fan already.
Ricky is let off and on air. You still don't drink, right?
No, not really. A bit of champagne here and there, but nothing major.
Oh, so there is alcohol content that comes into your body. I thought you completely don't drink.
No, I think my problem was drugs, really.
Yeah.
So I stay away from drugs. Like, alcohol is not really like the issue. The issue is actually drugs.
Really,
Yeah,
actually,
stay away from
the industry
drugs.
thinks you don't drink. Well, for those who don't know you personally, say you don't drink at all.
Yeah, I don't be drinking and stuff, but when it's time to, celebrate a bit, shout out to Moe, shout out to the champagne brands.
So do you ever drink any of your product?
No ways. No ways.
So you never drink
Why?
vodka?
I don't drink vodka.
But you're
Why?
the face of vodka.
Yeah, but my deal with them is done anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, my deal was done.
But even then, you
my
didn't
deal
drink
was
it?
more of a lifestyle deal.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't drink like hard liquor,
Ah, dude, what's Chutile? Here I was buying the red
Always.
bottle because your face was
Yeah,
on
but
it.
that's a collector's item. That's for your emotions. That's not for... that was for no other reason.
Okay.
Let me be straight up with you. But I think that was more, because like we're blending the music aspect, it's more about the message than actually about drinking the thing.
So how do you
Like
go
I said
about...
on Sitlukotin, like,
Yeah.
the boss man don't like my conduct. Somebody said I don't drink the product. So it's like, I think maybe that's why we didn't carry on. Maybe they were like,
Oh, really?
I don't know. Maybe.
So it was because you in inverted commas, were endorsing the product, but you weren't drinking it.
But my story's always been out there.
Yeah.
So it's not like...
It's something
And when
brand
they
new.
approached you,
Yeah,
they
it's not
knew
like-
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I want to play this clip, right? It was
Yes.
you accepting your award, right? We want to give you a chance to finish off what was cut.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
I thought I would be more excited to get this. If you know my raps, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Shout out to all the kids that never get on radio. There's a lot of people that struggle to put music out in this country, and I feel like there's too many structures that are blocking people from putting out the dopest music. 90% of I hear on radio is garbage. The stuff is living on the internet. Everything is living on the internet right now. So if you're a kid and you're watching this right now, forget radio. If they don't let you play on radio, you better go to the internet and make your songs pop on the internet.
They cut you at that moment. What was next?
Finish it.
Oh man, when was that?
And don't even
When was
think
that in
about it.
March?
Just say whatever it is that you want to say.
I think, I don't know if, I think I said enough that day.
No, there was more.
But if there was a continuation, what I would say is that, we need to be persistent. Because the change is not going to happen. I don't think any systematic change is going to happen on radio without us forcing it to happen. It's not going to happen on TV without us forcing it to happen, And, it's like, don't give up the fight.
Yeah.
But force these people to take you seriously. I think that's the most important.
Why were you not happy to win that award?
Why wasn't I happy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like it was weird, bro.
Why?
Like, you work really, really hard to be acknowledged.
And then?
Don't get acknowledgement.
Yeah.
When you deserve it and really, really deserve it.
So
and then when you feel things are a bit tainted, when you feel things are a bit not sort of there was a lack of fulfillment, and it just reminded me of the struggle. I was standing there on the stage thinking people probably think you've made it now, and most people do think that you've made it now you've got an award. All I was thinking about was the struggle.
Let's lay it on the table now.
beginning.
Let's be honest. You worked for it, and people usually think they deserve things, but your fans might feel different, right? They might say, no, let's push it on and give you a couple of years before we give you the acknowledgement that you say you deserve.
Of course.
When you went on stage and you felt that it felt weird for you, there was a whole hype of record labels buying awards.
Yeah.
Is that where you were mentally also? You were saying, maybe they bought this, maybe they didn't.
Can we hold the answer? Because I got to take sports.
Okay.
I'm dropping Honda for Renault Power.
Also, Sergio Perez expects to have his Formula One future decided before this month, Malaysia
But a lot of stuff is coming
and
for
said
free.
that he
It's
is
not like-
currently
Oh, yeah, it's
weighing
not like
up
you bought
two
it.
Yeah, a lot of
options.
stuff is for
Mexico's
free.
Perez is
A lot of
currently in
stuff
his
is
fourth
for free.
season
Yeah.
with Force
gave all those
India.
Jordans
Checking out tonight's
Giveaway.
fixtures,
I
Atlanta
only-
versus
I only wear,
Everton
like,
at
two
5
types
to
of Jordan,
7.
Jordan 1,
Also Villarreal versus
and
Astana
Jordan 4.
at 5 to
Oh,
7.
yeah, the fourth.
So
Closing
I
it off
just
for today
checked
in
those,
sports history,
and
in
then
1924,
everything
baseball
else
player
I
Walter
gave away- I
Johnson
gave away to
was
actually,
selected as the
there's,
American League MVP
there's a society
for
of,
Sports
Globus.
and Circus League.
Globus
And I'm
guys
not
that
going
do,
to
but
Lego
they
More
earn
sporting
like 80 rand a
headlines
day,
tomorrow morning at
I don't know if
6:30.
you know
But
that.
for now, keep
They
it locked to
earn
99.2
$80 a day.
YFM.
So give it to
If
the
your
society
cellular
and
network
they all got
doesn't
the-
give you
the
free
thing.
access to Facebook, then you're not.
All right, hanging out to Ricky Rick. It's an untamed interview. We got him in the building for the next 18 minutes. So you were answering Tepe's question earlier on. You were with a label at the time where
Yeah.
people were consistently saying that Tengama Awards in Mabala.
Yeah.
And you go on stage and you're like, this award, Ganjani. And then you decide to go in and you
And
tell
that's
the
what
kids.
everybody now started thinking.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's a difficult one, for me, I'm not into the award thing. We've dealt with that, So that wasn't my thing. My thing was more like, when you've been through so much and you know what other people are going through, you can start to feel like you don't deserve any of it, you know what I'm saying? And that's the type of zone I was in. It's like, I actually don't deserve any of this, because I know how hard these other kids is grinding, and I'm basically chilling, hardly doing anything, and it's like now I'm getting all these props, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't working as hard as I was working when I was really, really pushing for those things.
But then-
and I think it hit me.
But
It
then-
hit me on that stage.
But then you go on, not a few days even later, you go on and you say you're no longer part of the stable
Yeah.
online.
So we put two and two together.
I think the stable. I'll tell you the truth. And I still speak to Reggie all the time, who's the boss of the label. You know what happened with the label thing?
We don't know.
I think pressure from the outside. You see, as black people, we like to really jump on issues and really knock people down for what's going on publicly, we never really protect our own. And with the Mabala situation, looking back on it, it's like I should have protected Mabala as much as they were trying to protect themselves, and they couldn't. I was meant to be the spokesperson for Mabala at that time, but the public pressure was just so much that I couldn't run away from negativity. And I'm not the type of person who can deal with negativity, so I almost got consumed by that negativity.
But what's this pressure, Ricky?
But
Because
like, you must understand, like with Mabala, there's nothing really wrong. People are gonna say like, I've been told to say this, right? There's nothing wrong with what Mabala has done and what Mabala is trying to do. They're doing it the way that every record label has done it, coming up from America, from anywhere. This is how record labels are sort of built. It's a dream, a little bit of money from here and there. The approaches might be, leave a bad taste in people's mouth, but this is how record labels come up, by force. And when black people see that, they start looking at all the negatives in that situation. And when all the stuff like Julius tweeting and
you also
and all of
tweeted
that
though.
stuff,
Remember you
I did,
tweeted
of
saying
course.
that they're taking away the things they think make you happy.
Yep.
Which, remember, there was that 5 million rand people say they injected.
Yeah,
This
well,
was obviously not
yeah.
even confirmed. The houses and the cars, and obviously
Yeah,
with
but
you
if
saying
anyone who knows me knows I've been in my house since forever.
No.
Before those of Mabala and everyone. The thing about and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, the pressure becomes so much of people creating their own stories, and you start to believe that's what people think of you.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like I should have stood there and be like, yo, I don't care what these people think. I'm gonna protect my older G.
So do you
'Cause
feel like you
Reggie's still
fueled
my
it?
OG. I didn't fuel it, but I feel like I should have protected it more. I've been
Did you feel protected by the label yourself?
I've been doing my brand for 10 years.
Do you feel
so
protected?
Obviously my brand, I feel like my brand had more to lose than they do. I don't have the type of money Mabala does. They always survive.
Ricky.
I never had it, so obviously I felt like the vulnerable person in that
Ricky.
situation.
Ricky, let me
Yeah.
ask you this question about money, right?
Are you saying protected?
Did you feel protected
No,
by the
I
label?
didn't. No, but how do I feel protected? Like I'm saying is like I'm just an artist. I'm like every other artist
In the label.
in the label.
Okay.
So if the label goes down, I'm going down too. You understand what I'm saying?
All right.
So if everyone on social media
The
and
mi-
every news platform is like the label's going down, you start thinking, damn, Ricky's gonna go down too.
You see,
You
now,
understand what I'm saying?
with the money thing, it puzzles
Okay.
me because you drop family values, and then when the success
course.
of family values is officially known, it's out there, you moved a couple of numbers, you then come and you say you had 3,000 rand in your bank account when
True.
you're pushing family values.
True.
And then there's a line you say you did not really need the money from Mabala because you already had 5 meter in the
Facts,
bank.
facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So why jump into a deal that to us seems like you were getting financial injection into your career? You
Yeah.
start traveling the world, we start seeing you doing all
Been
these
traveling
epic
the
things.
world,
No,
been
you've been
traveling the world.
traveling, but we started seeing you doing it on a rap. Like for you, Paris started being like Brie. You know what I mean?
No,
Hey,
just,
Savvy.
So why jump into a stable when you had the financial muscle? What was
I'll
the
tell
decision for you to join Mabala?
It's the same thing of how I say, like, I did everything by myself. We did everything. Me, Major League, Casper, we did everything by ourselves, from the CD covers to paying for them to paying for the CDs to doing everything. Everything. The stress of it is way too overwhelming for any of us to cope. That's why
Okay.
we all gotta start building structure. That's why it's so difficult. As easy as people think it is to run a label with artists, it's difficult because the money actually has to come from somewhere. So in our situation, I put out an album with no money, absolutely no money. Obviously, after 2 years of endorsements and deals and shows and whatever, there's accumulation of things you can do.
Yeah.
But you realize that you can't take that money, put it back in to do a project because you're still left with nothing at the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying? On the scale that I'm working at, I need 10 million. I don't need $1 million anymore for me to do my music and to make my dreams come true. There's people here that can still do 10,000, have 5,000 in the bank, have even a grand and make a song. For me, for my promotion now, and for the type of dreams that I have to make my career go further, I need 10.
You're at a
15,
different level
20.
now as an artist.
You understand what I'm saying? So that was where that relationship really did make sense. Is that injection of not only of money but of support on the product, not for Ricky Rick's personal stuff, for the product was necessary.
Let's put a figure to this,
Okay.
because when the deal and everything happened, there was speculation that everyone got 5 meter,
Of course.
whatever.
Of course.
The 5 meter, apparently you got 10.
I heard that too. Yeah. Of course
What
I
was
heard
the
that.
figure?
There's no figure. I will never take an advance.
So there was
Are you
no
crazy?
You
Okay.
will never
do
take an
I
advance.
look like the type of person who's gonna take an advance?
All right. What was the advance that was offered to you?
There's never been an advance.
So there was no figure that was put on the table.
No.
So in this
That
deal,
was that's just like those are like stories people make up to make it sound sweeter, to romanticize the situation.
Yeah.
And I won't lie to you, it sounds good. It's a good story to tell, but it's not true.
All right. Let's play the song. You know, we got so much.
I wouldn't know. If there's anyone who got 5 million, I wouldn't know. But trust me, I mean, we just did this beautiful deal with Sony for Cotton Club Records.
We're gonna talk
and
about
you should
that.
ask them if there's an advance. I will never take an advance. Never ever. That's
Okay.
not how we operate.
All right, cool. Let's drop this one. First time play right here on Wow. We're going to get all the details regarding who did he work with and all those songs. All those typical questions we'll ask when we drop a brand new single.
I should have bought me a rollie. I be sitting on the orgies. Five flame my emoji. Rocking that loot from Georgie. Rocking that loot from David. No one know that. Your career is a throwback. Teasing away for the callback. Teasing away for the answer. Want me move, tiny dancer. Bad boy, Tony Dancer. Rap bro, you understand, sir. If you broke, make a plan, bruh. Succonomics my exam, bruh. Succonomics my exam, bruh. Watch how I move for the camera. Working
Cool. So that's the singer we just played. Follow him on Twitter if you want to get that information based on the song.
fire.
We don't have time for those questions right now. Let's talk Mai. Because I heard Mai doing an interview at some point this year. And he was touched.
Of course.
By
Was that a
line.
jab?
Was that
course.
a jab?
Well, for me, well, to be honest, it ended up coming out as a jab. Like when I listened to it in hindsight, yeah, actually I understand where people could hear it as a jab.
How did you mean
But
it?
I was just bigging up like my OGs, and I feel like none of my OGs should like be fighting the younger boys to, you know, to be relevant in the game. I really feel like nobody appreciates the OGs. Like, I don't feel like the OGs should be forcing themselves to be making albums and trying to relate to the kids, you know? And I feel like we will never appreciate or give those guys their due until maybe they dead, like I said, like with the Flabber situation. Only when they dead, we're gonna give them his props, or they'll never love you. Like, I've never seen any youngin' like shout out Double HP, you know? Like, I haven't heard.
Did you explain
any
that
new
to
kids.
him, that you didn't mean it?
Of course I did, but by that time it's too late because the energy had already gotten there in a different way, you know? So, but I understand what the Grootman was saying, you know? And that's probably one of the lines I'll regret. Like, out of all my raps, that's probably one of the lines I regret, because it, you know, it came across like I didn't love the homie, which I really love the homie. Out of the whole Tear Gas crew, him and Dugza are really like my
Do you
OGs.
sometimes feel like South African hip-hop does not understand your vision for the game? Because when you decided not to perform it back to the city, you know, you had a Europe tour, I think, at that point in time.
Yeah.
And you were paid and everything was happening and you cancelled last
Yes,
minute. I think it was a
yes.
time also AKA did not also perform.
Yes.
Do you sometimes feel like South Africa does not understand your vision for the game? Or this is just you saying, look, I know I got home, but I'm trying to conquer the world.
Yes.
What's the story? What's the plan?
I feel like it's difficult. It's difficult for people to watch their artists do something else in a different space. So that's difficult for people. You know, artists like Black Coffee, they have to cancel a lot of gigs to be able to do the stuff that they do overseas, and it's just the way of the game. But it's like people have a difficult time sort of trying like accept someone doing something different. It's very difficult. Like, even if you watch the stuff that like was transpiring today on the Twitter, like I really don't understand it, you know, because like I grew up, it was tough love. It was always tough love. Like, the little homies couldn't do something without you showing them tough love and setting them on the right path, you know. But now I'm looking on Twitter, I'm like, it either means like maybe we didn't grow up the same with some of the people that have like negative things to say. Maybe we didn't grow up the same. Maybe it's like it's a different vibe, you know. But for me, it's like I don't know. I think I understand maybe things a bit more. It's like I'm more understanding, you know. Like, people like blow things out of real proportion. I don't think people give an artist like any chance, you know. But that's Schadenfreude, you know. It's like people want to see the downfall or the negative side of people. It makes them happy, which is cool, you know. But it's like I wish people could understand more about what's going on and understand context and culture. A lot of people don't take time to investigate culture and context of situations.
Yeah.
So,
but in everything, man, there's always going to be the intended and the unintended message, just generally with
Of
people.
course.
But anyways, let's go to the happy parts now, because we know you're at the top. You're at the top because of those
Living.
endorsements. You know, they come in. The Sony one. Let's talk about that one.
oh, that's a beautiful situation. you know, I'm just at a place like, you know, just touching back on what you guys were asking me before about like the kids and all that stuff, like all the politics of music. I'm really at a space where I'm like, I just need to help the kids get one up, you know.
Is that your
from where
mind
I
frame
am.
now when you take deals?
That's like, it's got to have some sort of longevity. Like, I don't want another Russian-based situation where it's like a year and it's done. Like, every relationship now has to be a long-term relationship that's fruitful for more than just me, but other people.
Okay.
And this situation with my record label, I've been planning it forever. I think I told people that time it was called Cotton Academy. Now it's Cotton Club Records. I've been planning it for so long, and it just took the right people to understand the vision and not be afraid to take the risk, because as much as like some people you can get hurt by the message, it really comes from a good place. So like, I'm really trying to do good things for a few kids. I can't, not for 10, 20 kids, maybe one day we'll get there, but just a few kids. If I can make a difference on the ground, even if I burn myself on the way, it's fine, man. Just a few kids for them to get ahead a little bit.
Let me throw this question at you. Your boy, since you guys hang out, it's the same circle. Cass said on his album, he only sees 2 rappers in the game.
Yeah.
Nasty, MT.
Yeah.
Besides them, all the other guys can be flushed down.
And what song was that?
I forgot. It's one of the... I can pin it down. I'll put it up on Twitter.
Yeah.
On your end, which rappers do you co-sign as Ricky Rick right now?
Like, I consign everybody. Like, shout out to Champagne 69, shout out to Frank Casino, shout out to SBK, shout out to the whole, you know, Candy Coded movement. Like, shout out to everybody, like the young kids. Like, you know, shout out to Jay Marley, Shane Eagle. He just dropped a beautiful album that nobody's paying attention to for some reason. But it's like, yo, man, those kids are like doing something different, you know? And like, I was just listening to Shane's album, and I think that's like one of the best albums that came out.
It's amazing.
That's one of the best albums that came out. Shout out to him. And like, just shout out to everyone doing it. Because it's so easy to talk about it. Like, nobody's actually doing it, you know?
True.
That's why I say, like, anyway, I keep going back to topics that I've said.
All right.
That's why I say, guys need to get on the ground and do the stuff that they're talking about, and these guys are doing it.
It's crazy because time is...
I think we might need to ask Ankle Tap just to postpone for 30 minutes.
Let me squeeze in this question.
So Tengeli Hennessy, boy. What's up, boy?
When I say
Some
radio,
upgrade up, boy.
do you still feel like radio's not supporting SA artists?
I feel like radio's doing a better job now.
Okay.
I feel like radio is really breaking. It's different with you guys because, I mean, you guys are used to playing everybody and breaking people, which is, you know, a risk that you take, but you do it. I think the other guys are also coming to the party. I mean, it's like I've had quite some turbulent relationships, but I've like everything that's come from those relationships seems like it's gonna go in the positive direction as long as we talk. I think just radio just needs to keep talking to the kids, not necessarily me. Keep talking to the kids, and I think they've been doing that recently. And shout out to all the kids that are now getting played on radio. It's amazing.
Time.
Crazy.
I hate time.
It's crazy.
Do you consider yourself a rebel?
I'm not a rebel.
You are.
I'm just dropping Buy It Out tomorrow, baby. Friday, make sure you tune in. iTunes is gonna be there. Friday, Buy It Out, 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 Buy It Out.
There you have it. We tried our best to get as much as we can out of Ricky Rick.
Hey, Zandy and Uncle Tap came running in the studio.
Uncle Tap is asking for a bottle.
They're ripping off the headphones off us. They're trying to take us off air. Yo, Sabby, please give us the outro, baby, and put Buy It Out in there somewhere, please.
Yo, we out until we do it again tomorrow. We buy out the airways between 3 and 6
for a week.
Yeah, Musa Lamund.
Oh man, we out.
Good.
Alright, cool, man. I think all the words he said were better than any track I could have played for you. Zanny's got all the hip hop that you need. Trust me.